Today we're going to practice graphing linear equations using the OMGmath method. Our directions state to graph the equation (-x plus 3y equals 9). The first thing we observe is that we're given an equation that is in standard form. Our mission for this equation is to graph it. Our game plan is going to be to change the equation into slope-intercept form and then make an XY chart in graph. The first thing we're going to do is change our equation into slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is the easiest way to graph these kinds of equations, so that's why we're going to be converting it. We take (-x plus 3y equals 9, and we isolate y because slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. First, we're going to add x. Negative x and positive x are going to cancel out to equal 0. Add x to both sides. We get 3y equals x plus 9. We always like to put the x in the front because x is supposed to be in the front of this equation with m while b is at the end. Our last step to get y by itself is to divide by 3. I divide each piece by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so those cancel, leaving me with just y. X divided by 3 is x over 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Another way you might see this equation written as y equals 1/3 x plus 3. They are both equivalent. To make an XY chart, you're going to set up a chart with x's on the left and y's on the right. When we are graphing equations, the best thing to do is to pick an x value that is right in the middle of my line. For linear equations, the middle point is always going to be 0. Then we pick a point smaller and a point bigger and plot those points. Because I have a fraction here, x over 3, I'm going to pick a number that's divisible by 3, so my fraction will cancel out. So I'm going to pick -3, one that's smaller, +3, one that's bigger, so that my fractions will cancel. And instead of plugging into this equation, I'm going to plug into this equation so that I can divide my x values by 3. My y value is going to be equal to -3 over 3 plus 3. -3 divided by 3 is -1, plus 3 is +2. When I plug in 0, 0 divided by 3 plus 3 is going to be 0 divided by 3, which is 0, plus 3, which gives me 3. Then I plug in my last point, 3 divided by 3 plus 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, plus 3 is 4. Now I know that I have 3 coordinate points. I have the point -3, 2. I have the point 0, 3, and I have the point 3, 4. So I'm going to go and plot those on my graph. -3 is going to be this direction. 1, 2, 3 is -3, and then I go up 2. This is +2. Then I graph the point 0, 3, which means I don't leave my x-axis, but I go up 1, 2, 3, and plot my point 0, 3. Then I plot the point 3, 4, so I go over 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y. So I plot my point at 3, 4. Once I have 3 points, I draw a line connecting those points, and I've graphed my equation. Another way to graph this that is a little bit simpler, that we're going to do in blue, is to use this form. The 3 represents your y-intercept, which means your starting location to graph on the y-axis. So I find 3 on the y, which is right here, and I plot my first point. My slope represents rise over run. Since both numbers are positive, I'm going to go up and to the right. So I go up 1 unit over 3 units and graph a line between those 2 points. When I graph these, I notice these lines lie on top of each other. So I graphed it 2 ways and found that both ways give me the same line. So I know that I have accomplished the directions, which are to graph the equation Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you want to get better at math, subscribe to my videos here. If you want more information on math, click on my website link here.